All right, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Jack and Jayden's Untitled Podcast, Episode 3. And not to spoil anything, but this is going to be the last episode. Jayden, I cannot tell what you are doing. Are you swallowing right into the microphone? That's kind of nasty. I can only imagine how that sounds to everyone else.
Yeah, and to me when I edit this.
And to you when you edit this, yeah. Which, speaking of, Jayden is going to be doing the editing for the Untitled podcasts as well as the podcasts that are going to my channel in the future, which do have a name and do have a theme song, and we do have props coming in.
Heck yeah.
But we can't spoil what the name is or anything. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. So, you were telling me earlier that you had something you really wanted to tell me about.
Oh yeah, I'll get to that, but first let's start with just about the weeks,
Okay.
How's your week been?
You know what? You don't even know who I am. I'm Jack Vance, your host, and this is my co-host,
Jayden Mitchell.
That's right. Yeah, we need to start doing that because we need to act more like an actual podcast that introduces ourselves.
We are YouTubers.
We're YouTubers. We can't just expect everyone to already know our names, right?
Yeah.
We know our names. But,
I know my name at least.
Right. We can't expect everyone else to know our names, though.
Yeah. So Jake.
That actually happens really often.
Really?
Yeah, people will call me Jake all the time.
I wonder why, because your name isn't it's kind of similar, but Jack I feel like is a much more common name,
It's pretty common.
Yeah. I'll get people to mispronounce my name or misspell it, but that's kind of a given. Because there's so many ways to spell Jayden.
Right.
And most people, if they mess it up, they'll call me, Hayden or something.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so I guess Jake isn't that far off.
Yeah, but it's still weird.
It is weird, and it happens, surprisingly often, which, I guess there's worse things than being called the wrong name.
Yeah,
but
I can think of at least one or two things that are worse.
Could you name them?
Poverty and war. Nothing else. Maybe not poverty. Maybe not war either.
Just get a job.
Yeah. Duh. Loser.
Anyways, okay, if you don't want to talk about the things that you were going to get into yet, then I have something that I want to get into.
Okay.
I have been watching several documentaries about New York pizza.
Ooh, the $1 pizza?
Including the $1 pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've been watching several YouTube shows and a whole bunch of stuff on some of the history of New York pizza. Of all things. I don't know. It's when it's 3 a.m, it hits the spot.
Best time to watch really dumb documentaries.
But kind of actually interesting though.
No, I know, that's the thing. That's what I love about documentaries is they can be on just the stupidest things and it's still super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What was the one that I recently watched? You know that Minecraft YouTube? This was a YouTube documentary, but still, it still holds up to the dumb, kind of weird premise. It was the dude who, what was his name? You remember a couple years ago the dude who Keemstar was blasting for a long time, and then it kind of ruined his career, but then he came back and it. I'll send you a link. I'll leave a link. I forget his name, but I watched a hour and a half long documentary on that, and that was an hour and a half of my life that I could have been editing. Anything like that. Anyways, that's all. Go ahead. I do want to hear more about the pizza documentary.
Yeah, it's not really one documentary, but it would be the stories of several things.
Yeah.
So instead of wasting an entire hour and a half on one documentary, over the course of a week, I'd probably spend 5 or 6 hours, watching a bunch of stuff. Because you wouldn't want to watch an hour and a half of just pizza.
Yeah.
An hour and a half of pizza is too much, but 5 or 6, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right. I kind of do act like that sometimes, where it's especially for YouTube videos, I'll see one oh, I don't want to get into this hour-long thing.
Yeah.
But then I'll just watch
4 20-minute videos.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and then
thing.
it just keeps going.
Keeps
going,
That's the thing. that like is equally the best and worst thing about YouTube is like it's so like once you start watching stuff, you're gonna keep watching stuff until you either die or need to go to sleep. So you know that's why you should keep watching this podcast. Support the boys. It may not be a pizza documentary, but we can probably talk about pizza.
Yeah. I actually really want to go like back to New York and have a legit slice though.
Yeah, I've never been to New York, so I've never had New York pizza. But that's on my like wish list or like bucket list is to go to New York at some point. So
let's go.
Yeah,
let's go to New York.
Trip with the road trip with the boys. We'll do another Untitled or another big New York road trip, except this time it's in New York. And we're not looking for big things. We're looking for pizza.
There would be more interesting things in one block of New York City than there is on our entire road trip.
I mean, to be fair, we hit the most boring possible, like, attractions. So.
Exactly, that's the thing. It's like, we went on this road trip and just went to, like, some of the lamest things ever.
I know.
But they were big.
They were big.
Yeah, but no, I seriously do want to go back to New York.
New York seems super cool.
Yeah, definitely. It's apparently not the best time to go to New York.
Really?
So I think we'll need to postpone that.
Yeah, maybe for a couple of years. Yeah, maybe not right now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But, like, I seriously want to have a New York slice. I want to have a New York bagel.
We should do... Oh, this would actually be a super cool video idea eventually, like long down the road. What if we did a series where it was, like, fulfilling our dreams in New York? Like, the dumbest things, like New York pizza, New York bagels, like seeing some dumb New York thing. Like, and we did a whole documentary kind of series where it was us fulfilling all of these things that we've always wanted to do, but it's all in New York and it's all like really, really dumb things that we want to do. That'd be really funny. Because I've never been to New York, so everything would be new to me.
Right. I kind of feel like, because I went one time in 8th grade, like as part of a school trip.
Yeah.
So we were subjected to all the tourist things, which I feel like you need to get out of the way once for like every new city that you go to.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you can't go to New York and say for the first time you want to have an authentic experience. Because it's not going to happen.
Of course. No, that's how Chicago is for me. Whenever I go there. Like, I've been there probably 26 times now. And, like, legitimately probably 20 to 30 times. And every time it's kind of a new thing. Like, we'll visit a new area, you know? Except the South Side. I have been through, but we have not, like... Let's go visit the South Side today.
Right, I guess that makes sense. But, it's... You would know how to, like... have an authentic Chicago experience.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas I've been there one time and I would kind of like just now be figuring out like where to go. And
Chicago is such a cool city too. Like, that would be another road trip idea sometime.
Yeah, that's a more realistic one.
It is. And yeah, we could go and have like an authentic Chicago experience. And Chicago, the other thing that's so great about Chicago is that everyone in Chicago is just so kind. So we could do so much, we could get away with so much more in Chicago than we could in another big city. Like, they don't care what you do because they've seen worse, most likely, is the thing. Like,
that's fair.
Yeah, like most of my cousin's friends got shot in a Starbucks. So I feel like, as opposed to like,
and this is your argument for visiting Chicago?
No, well, he was in the wrong side, but
got him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Don't visit that Starbucks. I don't know where it is, but
don't go to Starbucks in Chicago.
Don't go to.
Let's just leave it at that.
The world's biggest Starbucks is in Chicago. Did you know that?
Interesting. I did not know that.
It's 2 stories. We almost went, but it was during Christmas time, and it was like, we all were like dead set on going, and we got there, and it was just packed. I'm talking like line out the door packed. So we just decided, like, this is not worth waiting in line for, like, an hour to get Starbucks. Because we were just thinking, like, oh, it'd be cool to go visit the world's biggest Starbucks.
Right, that makes sense. You know what else Chicago did have, but they don't have anymore?
What?
They used to have the original rock and roll McDonald's.
Really? I didn't know that. That's...
Yeah. That was a real thing, and it used to, like, look really cool, but now they, like, modernized it.
Did our town have one of those? Like,
Yes.
it did.
Yeah, it
The
was
one
kind
on-
of like a branch off of that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And ours
was-
was awful. No, ours was
Yeah,
terrible.
ours was like very medium. I mean, it was fine. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't the worst one of them that I've been to be fair. I've seen
Yeah,
worse.
I think it was the worst McDonald's in our town, though.
Oh yeah. Well, we have what, 2?
Yeah.
we have 2, and one is like on the other side of like, it's super far out.
Yeah.
So it's
super far out. So, like, you kind of had to go to the rock and roll McDonald's.
yeah.
But, like, the original one kind of seemed cool.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. I didn't know that actually. So I'll have to go to the remains of it sometime.
The McDonald's is still there.
No, I believe it, but like it's the remains of the rock and roll version.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's like still little bits and pieces in the parking lot. There's like a big like smashed guitar piece in the McDonald's parking lot. But yes, we should do both of those trips, New York and Chicago.
Yeah.
Let's go.
New York from Ohio is way farther than it looks, though.
Oh, I know.
It's like
New York is like what, 9 hours? I think, isn't it 9?
I forget. It is like really far.
Yeah, because Chicago's 7
Yeah,
or 6.
Still,
6 and a
still
half.
not close for sure.
Oh yeah, no.
But I think that New York is even farther than 9 hours.
It is. I think I know
think-
it's further than Chicago. That's the only thing that
Yeah,
I
for
can
sure.
base things
I'm
on.
pretty. Like, I guess I don't really remember like specifically how much farther, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It.
Anyways, it is like driving for the whole day, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like if we leave at like 8 a.m.
We'll get there like probably 9
Like-
p.m. or so, if not more. Right?
Yeah, I guess I'm not sure, but
I mean,
we could
accounting
find
for
out.
like stops in the road too. That's the other thing. Like when they say 9 hours to get somewhere, it's like 9 hours if you drive with
if you drive nonstop.
yeah, nonstop, which is not something that I can see us doing because we will definitely need bathroom breaks and stuff like that. I'm not about to pee in a.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, we could Dumb and Dumber it where we just pee into bottles.
Yeah. You know what I actually see all the time and I don't understand is like there's the classic meme that I've like seen in some movies where someone will like see the sign for the rest stop and think like, I can hold it, whatever, one more. And then they drive past it and then the sign after it says next road stop like 150 miles and they're like, "Oh no, I can't go to the bathroom for 150 miles." We always just stop like at a McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
Stopping like in a town is just infinitely better than a rest stop.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it's more of a mental break and you can like get some food or something
Yep.
and there's a perfectly good bathroom.
Yeah.
And it takes like an extra 10 minutes or something maybe.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess the only exception to that would be like those travel center stops. Those are really
Yeah,
nice.
those are
Those
nice.
are nice.
Yeah,
I like
but
those a lot. There's one of those like in Indiana somewhere.
Indiana ones. Yeah, they're
Mhm.
actually
Those are the best ones.
Indiana has super nice
Rest stops.
rest stops because you basically just drive through Indiana to get somewhere else. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
No one's. I mean, the only thing to visit in Indiana is Indianapolis. Unless any of you guys are from Indiana and you know some cool places to visit in Indiana.
Yeah, give us some cool places to visit in Indiana.
Yeah.
If you live there.
If you
of
do.
course.
Unless you just know Indiana very well as well.
Yeah, we don't spend a whole lot of time in Indiana.
Yeah.
Most of the times I've been in it is in fact to cross over into a different state.
Yep. Same here. I feel like we did stop in Indiana once for a family vacation, or not vacation, family reunion. Because for some reason they didn't want to have it in Illinois. They wanted to have it in Indiana, even though all of my family is from Illinois. And I guess they just wanted to do that so it was more of a central spot. But we're the only ones that live on that side of Indiana, so it kind of didn't make sense at all. I forgot about that. That did happen. So I have been in Indiana for a little bit, like for an actual stop. It was
Yeah.
also one of the least pleasant experiences that I've ever had. So
Yeah, I went to Indianapolis recently. I gotta say, Indianapolis,
it's cool.
really cool. It is a really cool city. I was not expecting it to be like that nice.
Yeah, I've driven through it a few times. I think we stopped once to get food or something, but from what I saw, it looks super cool. And I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a small city because of how like hometown it feels.
That's the thing. It looks big from the outside, but I feel like it would feel more
Right.
like
It's a really good size of city. That's why I'm a big
True.
fan of like Indianapolis now, but also like some of you guys know I'm a Kansas City fan. I used to like live near Kansas City. That's a really good size of city. Like kind of the downfall with Chicago and New York
is they're huge.
is it's so big and it's like you kind of feel like you're so insignificant when you're walking through it, you know?
For me, the weird thing is, for me, I like that feeling. Like, for me, when I go to, I love going to Chicago because it's like, get a little dribble?
No,
Oh.
I'm good.
Okay. For me, it's like, with Chicago, it's like, since it's so big,
Go on.
I didn't realize the extent of your...
I just spilled a lot of water on myself. I took like a big swig and this Nalgene is pretty much full. So I got a pretty hefty amount of water on myself there.
I don't know why, but that's just so funny.
It's so classic to dump water on yourself. And like,
on a
guess
signed
it's-
T-shirt too.
on the signed Young Capri Sun T-shirt, I know.
Dang, there's only like 3 of those in existence.
There's not many.
Yeah, I think you're one of a very few amount of people that have that, because I was only able to sign the ones that had me on it. I sold 2 types of shirts, and the other one was like pitch black, pretty much.
That's right, yeah.
So I couldn't sign those because I only
Right.
had a blue Sharpie, so I could only sign the ones with my face on it.
Yeah. Well, luckily it looks like I mean, that was permanent marker, so water wouldn't affect it anyways. And like this has been through the washer a bunch of times, so it's completely fine. But
You wouldn't want to lose that relic.
no, I definitely wouldn't want to lose that. But anyways, you were saying
as
you
I was
like-
saying, I like the feeling of being in such a big city and feeling like, because for me it feels like, as opposed to like being in a smaller town, it kind of feels like I'm a little bit, not of an outcast, but it feels like you feel more like if you do something weird, people are more likely to judge you. In Chicago, there's none of that. It's like you see people that are 10 times weirder than you'll ever be in Chicago.
Right.
And they're mostly on crack, but still. One time when I was in Chicago, this is actually a story worth telling. I was in Chicago riding the L. Do you know the L?
Of course. But they might not know.
Oh, so the L is like this, basically what the metro is in New York is the L in Chicago. It's kind of this giant magnetic train, essentially.
Yeah,
It's
which
really fast.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it actually doesn't stand for like it doesn't look like a letter L from a bird's eye view. It's because it's an elevated train, like it's
Yes.
above the streets and stuff, which I believe that's why they call it the L, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's EL. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's not the letter L, it's the
Right. I was
EL.
gonna say like usually when I think of like something is the L, it's like from a bird's eye view, it looks like
Like an L.
like an L.
Yeah.
But
No, it more looks like when you look from a bird's eye view, the train just looks like this, but the tracks look like there's a big one, and then there's like a bunch of little loops that come down like this, and then there's basically like there's this big main path, and then there's a bunch of little smaller paths underneath it and above it. But we rode that to go to the like short north, which is like just like there's the I think that's what it's called. Do you know? Like that's what my family calls it, at least. There's like the main area, like the central business district, which is like all of the downtown stuff, like Michigan Avenue and all of those. And then like when you go down a little bit, not like to the south, but like when you go a little bit south of the downtown, there's the smaller, it's more like boutiques and like clothing stores and things like that, like more small businesses. So that's where we went when I got my bronze 56K shirt and all of those, like a bunch of those like shirts that I got from smaller businesses, you know?
Okay.
So we were going there, and the thing with the L is they charge you once you get off. They don't, like, you get on and then you get off, and they charge you when you get off. So it doesn't matter how long you ride. It's just like the fee is getting on and off, essentially. So what people will do is they'll go and they'll sit, like homeless people most of the time will sit, you know, on the L for the whole day because it's heated and it's warm and stuff like that. And this was in December when I went. So this one lady, she was homeless, and I know that both of these things happened, but I can't remember. I think when I was there, what happened was the lady threw up onto the seat beside her and just left it, and it just stunk. It was horrible. Like, it was just vomit sitting there. And it just sat there. And we weren't by her. I think my mom was by her, but all of the rest of us were on the other side of the train. So my mom, poor woman, just has to sit next to this, like, horrible smelling, like, vomit. And I felt so bad. And that's not, like, let me clarify, that's not, like, a common thing. Like, it's normally a lot, cleaner than that. It was just that this one...
Just wrong time in the wrong place.
Yeah, exactly. But my aunt said that she's had a worse experience where a woman peed on the seat. And she had to sit there. And the woman just sat in her pee. Either she didn't notice or she didn't care. And, yeah, just sat there for, like, hours. And that like, I don't know why. I guess it's because, like, she figured if she got up and then she had to move seats or something, then it would be suspicious. But, like...
Yeah.
But, like, you're sitting in your own pee, so, like...
Right.
So, that's awful.
Yeah, I don't get that one. And,
yeah.
like, it is a little bit stranger that it's a woman that did that, too.
I know. Oh, this reminds me of my Cleveland pee story.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember this
classic,
one? The classic one that I've probably told Jack like 20 times.
I actually am not remembering it at the moment.
So, when we were in Cleveland, it wasn't with the road trip, it was a few years back.
Yeah.
When we were in Cleveland, me and my family, we saw this man, and he was wearing, like, you know those pants that I have that have, like, really like, bell-bottoms. He was wearing, essentially, bell-bottoms. And this man is sitting there. Like, I wish...
Wait, did you mean parachute pants? Bell-bottoms are jeans.
Yeah, it was jeans. Like,
it was jeans.
A pair of jeans.
Okay,
yeah.
no, I must be mixing that up with a different story then. Okay.
He had these really wide pants, essentially. And he had his wee-wee sticking through the side of his pants, and he had his leg, like, perfectly adjusted so that, like, he could just get a stream that would just go straight from here to here without touching his leg. I don't know if it did touch his leg. It probably did, because that would be superhuman if he could pee in the direction that he wanted to. But this man was peeing out his pant leg, like, on the street of Cleveland, just into a puddle. Like, and mind
Awesome.
You, sitting.
That's...
I thought I told you that story. I think I told you it when we were on the road trip when we were in Cleveland. Or maybe I told...
You probably did.
I tell you so many stories, though. You probably just lose track of the ones that I do tell you.
My brother had, like, actually a similar Cleveland also story.
Really? It seems like all of the crackheads live in Cleveland.
I think we're starting to notice something.
Yeah.
I don't get...
That's how it was on the road trip, too. Let's just clarify that. The road trip... On the road trip...
We were sitting and peeing, is what you're saying?
Like, yeah. We were
car?
in the car. We sat and peed out the window, actually. I had my leg like this.
Oh, I wasn't doing it out the window. I wasn't even getting up. I was just...
Oh, why would you do that? That's so nasty.
Sorry. Jeez.
Jeez,
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to get like defensive on this podcast, but like you could have
Okay.
stuck your leg out the window like I did.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
Okay.
didn't realize that you're the one that paid for the whole road trip. Oh wait, that was me.
I mean, I
bought
paid for the gas,
Airbnbs.
not to lie, like not to bring your point down, but
Yeah, my name's Jayden.
I paid for the gas.
Well, I bought the Airbnbs, and
Yeah,
his vehicle is very fuel efficient,
Yeah, well,
so we didn't pay that much for gas.
I think
Thank you.
I paid 80, I think, for gas the whole time.
Yeah, but that was also
Mostly.
your parents' money.
Money,
Because
yep.
because I did your senior pictures.
Yep.
And that was the deal we negotiated, is that they would pay for
They would pay for the
gas
road trip.
for the road trip.
Yeah. Looking back, I do feel really bad. Like I paid for like nothing on the road trip.
No, that's all right. I mean, it's like it's for my channel, you know.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. That is fair. Kind of same with the microphones. I do feel bad about that still.
Right. Well, that's okay. I guess that's actually kind of one of the reasons that I like have a job that I work for, though. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
So
that
you
I
can pay for
can
videos.
get stuff like this,
Yeah.
and like relatively, I didn't pay that much.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
no.
know, compared to like what people do pay for like good microphone stuff
And road trips.
and road trips, and yeah, road trips especially, and like
We did good
vacation.
on money.
we kind of killed it, I think.
I agree. We did that road trip for like how much was how much were the Airbnbs? Because I was there when you bought them. How much do you remember how much the Airbnbs were?
I probably spent like $200 or something on the Airbnbs, which for people that like actually kind of know what they're talking about, that's really good.
I feel like it was less though.
No,
'cause-
it had to have been less. I
'cause-
might be thinking of like everything.
yeah, because the one you got, I helped you get the one for like $40 or something. Remember?
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking 200.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
like it was
forget
definitely
I
a
said
lot
that,
less.
forget I said that.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like it was closer.
how
to, like-
much? How much was the first one?
The first one was like
Yeah, I feel like
it was like 40.
$40 or something.
Yeah,
was
and then
right.
the second one was like
Second-
also really cheap
Second
too.
one, I think we got that one for like 50 or 60.
I was
but
gonna
it,
say, I
like,
think it
was
was-
gonna be 90, but we got a coupon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I guess
was-
we only spent like $100 on Airbnbs.
Yeah, it was.
That's kind of crazy.
I know. We did good.
Yeah.
I remember you invited me over to your house and you were like, do you want to help me order the Airbnbs? And I was like, sure. And so we sat there and for like 2 hours we tried to figure out why the Airbnbs weren't working. Remember? Like we were trying to order on 2 separate computers.
Right, because it was like you needed to recruit a friend to get like to get the coupon. So I went on a different computer and logged in or like made an account with a different email.
Yeah.
So like I was my own friend.
Looking
So-
back, why didn't we just have me order one and you order the other?
That would make sense. But I guess well, I mean, I paid for both of them.
Yeah.
For one, and the other thing is like
I
mean,
wouldn't have been
were-
able to because they check the social security number and you have to be 18. I think that's why it was.
That's possible.
I think that. Oh, it was that you had to put your driver's license in and you had to be 18, and I'm not 18 yet, so
Okay.
yeah. But we got those so cheap.
Yeah.
Like looking back, I feel like it was like 110 or 120 for both. I'm pretty sure, if not less.
With like fees and
Yeah,
like
with
everything.
fees.
Yeah, so that's probably fair. But again, we can't talk about the road trip too much because that's a special episode we have planned.
Oh yeah, that we should 100%. Like we can talk about this stuff because this wasn't like the road trip. This was like the planning and stuff. So and Satch and Josh weren't there for that. So
Right.
yeah, but the road trip. Tune in for another episode when we get Satch and Josh. Josh was our driver and Satch was our cameraman, and we so it was us 4 on the road trip. Super fun. But we're hoping to get them on a podcast here soon so that we can talk about the road trip because it was it was an experience. So, did you have anything else that you had to add, though?
I guess not for now. It seems like you want to lead into another story.
I do, because I found this out recently. So I was doing a bit of digging, because I've been working on a new album, as you know, for Young Capri Sun. I'm going under a new name. I'm not announcing anything, though, for a while, because I'm trying to... It's going to be like a complete flip of style. It's still going to be funny, but it's going to be like more professionally done. So I feel like to start, I kind of want to drop the Young Capri Sun name, at least for one album, and then go back to it.
Are you telling me people won't take Young Capri Sun seriously?
Well, I mean, with the 3 Ys and the...
Okay.
I mean...
I guess, whatever.
I mean, I'm sorry, but it's my career in music, Jax.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So, I was doing some research, looking into, like, people that do, like, home music, you know, like, that do produce their own stuff. And I found this guy, and his name is Viper the Rapper, alright? And this man, he has a song called... I'll start with the less crazy one. His big hit, his main song that everyone knows, or like his popular song, is You'll, like Youll, with no apostrophe. You'll, it's supposed to be y'all, so I'll say, y'all cowards don't smoke crack. That is his most popular song, but it's spelled You'll. You'll cowards don't smoke crack. This man, Viper, I think the last time I checked, has out over 400 albums. 400 full LPs. Like music, like, you know, he produced them all, etc. He has, I think, 400 some albums and like 1,000 or 2,000 songs, and half of the songs and half of the albums are remixes of You'll Cowards Don't Even Smoke Crack, but recorded onto different beats and onto different things like that. So even though he has some, 400 albums and, over 1,000 songs, like, half of them are the same song or remixes of the same song.
Okay.
And when I found that, I was like, one, how do you get 400 albums out? Like, the other person that I can think of that just has insane amounts of albums is Soulja Boy. He has, 100 albums out. But 400 albums.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, no, I know. Same here. It's taken me a year to get... over a year to get my one album out. Let alone, 400 albums. And this man, he's only been in the game, in the rap game, since, 2007 or 2008 or something like that. So in 12 years, he did 400 albums. That's an album, probably every month, at least. So yeah.
It would be more than that. 12 times 12 is 144.
Oh yeah, so it would be one every week, essentially.
Gosh.
Can you imagine?
That's like a song and a half per day for 12 years.
How? I forget what made me start. Oh, it was just on YouTube. I found this guy on YouTube. I saw the song "You'll Cowards Don't Even Smoke Crack" because he recorded it, I think, on a Clams Casino beat, if I'm not wrong. At least the one that I found. But then I also found one where he recorded it onto a Future beat or something like that. It was half of his songs are the same, and it's so hard to find most of his his songs and albums and stuff because he just has so many. So I thought you'd think that was either really interesting, really dumb, or just insane.
Mostly insane.
Yeah, I know. Imagine if we had that kind of like output, that would be like a full-length video, like documentary, essentially, like hour-long video every week, and doing like 400 of them, you know?
There are some YouTubers that have kind of done that, though.
Yeah, that's the I did notice that. One who I have noticed recently, I don't watch super often, but I watch every once in a while. You know the gamer from Mars? Him?
Yes.
So he released a video that was, the documentary actually that I was talking about earlier was done by him. He released a 1 hour and 30-minute long video on a Minecraft YouTuber, like documentary. He went and like interviewed people and like in person, like talked to like some of his friends and talked to Keemstar in person and stuff. Then the next day drops 2 videos, each 10 minutes long.
A 10-minute video is really long.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's no joke, especially if it's like, I mean, I guess if it's unedited or whatever, like whatever, but 10 minutes is actually like a long amount of content to sit and edit through. So to have 2 of those in one day.
In one day, after following an hour and a half long documentary.
Right. I usually want to take a break for at least a day or 2.
Yeah, no, same here. Like, when I would do the vlogs, it wasn't bad because it was like... And by the way, new vlog coming out this Friday. I'm going to start doing them weekly. Just wanted to throw that out there.
I have to ask. Tomorrow's Friday. Do you mean this Friday?
Yes, tomorrow Friday.
Tomorrow. So...
Yeah.
But by the time this will be edited, it would have been past Friday.
Oh yeah, I just realized that.
So new episode last
Friday, probably.
check it out.
Check it out. It was probably it was really funny. I can actually tell you that because I'm like halfway through editing it right now.
Yeah.
So,
I still haven't seen anything of it.
Yeah, well,
but you should still check it out because you guys should have seen it by now.
Yes, and you'll by the time this comes out, you'll probably have seen it too.
Right.
So.
I'm kind of in like a weird position where like. I both have and have not seen it at the same time.
Yeah,
you know, I haven't seen it.
Jack.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but like I wasn't sure if that really applied. But yeah, as I'm talking to you guys, I have seen the video. But as I'm talking to you, I have not seen the video.
Yeah, I'll show it to you. I guess whenever I see you. Like, wait.
Or I could just watch it when it's done.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you should just watch it when it's done. It'll be a lot more polished when it's done. So, anyways, when I would do the vlogs, though, it would never be like a 10-minute video. It'd be like maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and that took like 3 hours of my day out. You know, like just to do that. So I can't imagine doing like a 10-minute one every day. You know, let alone a 10-minute like video essay. And 2 of them in a day.
Definitely. I mean, maybe if they were like being worked on earlier, but then again, you can't like work on an hour and a half long thing and another video at the same time.
Yeah,
I guess you can.
You can, but it's like that's what Pyrocynical's doing right now. Did you see his recent video? He's working on a like 2-hour-long video or something like that, and he's been releasing videos along with it. So yeah,
good for him.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I really like his stuff. I feel like he's one of the better like YouTubers out right now, in my personal opinion, in terms of quality.
I like his stuff. I don't know if I would say he's one of the better quality YouTubers like on the whole thing.
Well, I mean, when you have like Nerd Cities and people like that, like I'm saying, like he's definitely not like on the low end, like just doing super. Yeah, like he's definitely up higher than a good amount of YouTubers are.
Then a good amount.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like he makes like content like pretty regularly though, and it's hard to make like really polished stuff when it's really regular.
Exactly.
But hey, Pyrocynical, I know you're watching this. So don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jack is a Pyrocynical hater? Question mark?
Question mark? He actually watches his stuff, but he still doesn't like it.
But
no,
yeah,
I do not dislike Pyrocynical.
Yeah, just to clarify.
just to clarify, I like his stuff. I just don't think I would put him in the tier of like the best YouTubers.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, when you have you know, your nerd cities and
Nerd, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
like when I think of like the highest quality, that's what I think
Yeah,
of.
I'd have to agree.
Yeah, and Tumad too. Tumad has insane work ethic. His videos aren't long most of the time, but they are really well done, like well put together, and they're also like super fast, which is really hard to do when you have a longer video.
Yeah,
that's
very
what I've
challenging.
noticed. Like, the faster the video is, I feel like the shorter it gets. You know.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. I've kind of like tried doing that, at least to an extent.
Yeah.
At least I feel like as I kind of watch through some of my videos, like as they progress, they kind of tend to get shorter, you know?
Yeah.
Although I kind of started from a place where like since I started on Instagram, and they had that 1 minute time limit thing, I actually was like forced to cut everything down as much as possible, which was a really good exercise actually. Like if you do get into video editing, that would be one of the things that I suggest is like trim out like everything that you don't need for your video.
Yeah. That's something that I'm still working on in terms of like trying to cut down on my videos and stuff. Like having as much content as I can, but like having it be a lot quicker, like faster paced. That's what the new vlog is. That's why it's taken me a long time to get it out.
Gotcha.
It's like super put together, you know, like super fast. So, because I've noticed that a lot of my vlogs are like, hey guys, what's up? It's Jayden here. And then like 3 seconds of silence. And then like, today I'm going to school. Not anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of not a problem anymore.
Yeah, no, now,
You know?
that is, I will say, with all of the quarantine and stuff, the one thing that I have noticed is I have so much more time I don't have more content, but I have more time to edit, is the thing.
Right, that's kind of like such a paradox for like video editors in general, but like I'll say it from my perspective where like my content kind of depends on like people helping, or at least other people being in it, or something like that. Like
Same here.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of hard to transition so quickly into
Just doing things solo.
to doing things solo.
That's why it's taken me so long to do vlogs again, because like I have to kind of pretty much every day I have to think of a new idea for my video.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, you need to like make the content. There's like nothing that
Yeah.
others can really help with.
Exactly. And
there's no one you can really interact with outside of your house.
Exactly. So I have to be self-sufficient now with my videos, which is why it's been like I've slowly just been building things up over the course of a week as opposed to like releasing a video daily, you know.
Yeah. Which I actually feel like probably will in the long run be a good thing. Because like you shouldn't like depend on other people's work.
Yeah.
Right. At least like for the most part.
Yeah. Unless your content is specifically driven by other people, you know? Like those
Right, you
people
know.
that go out and interview people, they can't do that now. you
Right,
know?
exactly.
So
yeah,
that-
that's kind of really bad for like a whole bunch of like people that are, I guess I don't know what to call them.
Yeah.
It,
Like interview YouTubers
yeah,
essentially.
interview YouTubers.
That's
or at
the word
least
best.
IRL people that like always collaborate with people. I guess.
Exactly.
But yeah, it would also be kind of tough to do a podcast without a second person. To be fair.
Yeah, no, for
So
sure.
so if you got the virus, I would kind of be stuck. You know.
Yeah, Jack would have to record a podcast
just
and
do it
act
by-
like me.
I'll just do it by myself.
You would just have to do the shriek laugh every couple minutes, and then it would just feel nice and normal again.
Okay, actually, could I give it a shot really quick?
Yeah.
So just like sit back here, just pretend like you're not here.
I'm not here.
Okay, is the goal that is the goal that I'm also acting like you, or I'm just talking to the camera?
I don't know. You can give it a shot either way.
Okay, tell you what, back up completely, and then I'll just pretend like you're not here. All right?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the to Jack and Jayden's to Jack's Untitled Podcast, episode 3. My name's Jack.
This is where Jayden would normally sit.
Hey, my name's Jayden.
All right, I'm gonna step back.
So, you don't like that format?
I feel like maybe it's not the best for a podcast. I mean, I was more thinking like, hey, what's up? I'm Jack. And I'm Jayden. And then, like, you say something like...
Okay, that's fair. I could go in the middle and kind of like...
Yeah. And then you just have to do the, like, yeah, so I was out the other day, and then just lean into mine and be like... Don't even finish the joke.
Or like need to come up with stories like that you would tell.
Yeah, like, or even better, you don't tell full stories like I do, where you just start a story and then end in like a completely different spot, and then like try to like weave the narrative back to the original story somehow. Because I do that all the time. Like, just starting something and being like, yeah, so the other day I was at McDonald's, and then I'm like, did you guys know that like the world's oldest McDonald's is in like Tennessee or something? Like, I don't know where it actually is, but like, you know what I mean? We're all like, just, yeah. It'll be like one thing to the next.
But you know it's in Kentucky and not Tennessee, and it's the world's oldest. I went to the original Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that Kentucky Fried Chicken was from Tennessee, though.
It is actually from Kentucky, Jayden.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint you. It is from Kentucky, and I've been to the original.
Really?
Yes.
I've been to the one here.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
The one that is in our town is not the original one, actually, unfortunately.
I thought it... Wait, you're saying it's a chain? Oh, that's a little awkward.
Yeah, sorry to let you down there.
Oh.
But, yeah, it's kind of like a museum almost, the one in Kentucky.
Really?
In the sense that like they have a few things behind like glass cases.
Ooh, is Colonel's body there?
It's
It's like Mark's, where like you go, like his body's just embalmed in a little glass cage, and you're like, oh, it's Colonel.
Do you know how like some Catholic churches will have like fingers and blood of priests and stuff? Like which is like,
yeah, no, I know
that is real, but
I know that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
like,
like Colonel Sanders' finger or something. That'd be awful.
Imagine they have the original Kentucky Fried Chicken, like the first chicken that they ever made, and
Like
it's just
it's
rotting. It's not even in a glass cage either. It's just sitting there and just rotting.
It's
like,
just out on a table, and they're like, just don't sit at that one.
like,
Unless it's busy.
yeah, if it's really busy, like, don't touch the chicken, okay? It's really important that you don't do that. We don't know where that's been. We don't know what's on it.
Just avoid the chicken.
That's where the unknown virus came from. Just imagine. Ooh, even better. They have each table has its own little relic. So Colonel Sanders' body is not sitting in a glass cage, it's just sitting on a table. You bring your kids.
Colonel Sanders is like taxidermied and like still sitting at one of the tables. No, that's the thing is he's not like this. He's like sitting ready to eat.
And the original Kentucky Fried Chicken is in front of him, so it's his body.
He's about to stab it.
Yeah, and there's just sitting the piece of chicken, and his body's like this. And then it's a good photo op.
Oh my god, so you can be like, "What's up, Colonel Sanders?"
But if you touch it, they'll be really mad at you, so you can't touch it.
Yeah, you have to hover hand.
Yeah,
hover hand with Colonel Sanders. You know, the funny thing about that too is Vsauce made a video on like taxidermying humans and why they don't do that. But like, kind of the main reason is, I mean, among like a bunch of other things, but one of the reasons is you kind of can't taxidermy something without like misshaping it.
Yeah.
And for like animals and stuff, it's completely fine. But like for humans, since especially we're like really good at recognizing faces,
Ooh,
like
yeah.
little changes make a huge impact on your look. So like the Colonel Sanders that like we would see would be like all bloated and misshapen and like asymmetrical.
It's
and,
like Violet from the Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory movie where he's just a big ball.
well, not even like that. It'd be more like he'd look like, I don't know. I don't know how to compare like a taxidermied human to anything.
Maybe we should get off this topic. It's a little gross.
a little bit.
a little too much.
Perhaps.
Yeah. But what is in the original Kentucky Fried Chicken that isn't the first chicken?
Well, in half of it is just like a regular storefront, and then kind of the other half is like a dining area, but like it's all kind of old looking. So like they didn't like replace most of it, which is really good. It's not
cool.
like it is different than a regular Kentucky Fried Chicken. So that is, I suppose, kind of cool. It's the most interesting Kentucky Fried Chicken I've been in.
Yeah, and probably the cleanliest too.
I think it was. I don't really remember like the state of the store really, other than like one half of it was like a regular Kentucky Fried Chicken, and the other half was like a
Vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that is the thing. Have you ever noticed how uncleansly Kentucky Fried Chicken always is?
Okay, now, yes, but real quick, are you saying uncleansly?
I don't know what the term is. Unclean.
Yeah, unclean.
There you go.
Yeah, or uncleanly would also be.
That's what the word is.
Yeah,
I couldn't
no
remember
S
if there
there.
was an S or
Yeah,
not.
but who made a video on that? It was
Austin.
McConnell.
Yeah, Austin McConnell.
Austin McConnell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made a video on those, and he's actually 100% right.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I've always thought like Kentucky Fried Chicken was always like a little gross inside. But when he brought it up, I was like, "Oh wow, that makes so much sense." Like, it is truly weird, like how off it is. The vibe is not on.
The vibe is not on. You know what the vibe is on for that America needs to wake up and start getting more of?
I don't know.
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons is really good.
Tim Hortons is absolutely fantastic. And if you're from Canada, you know what I'm talking about. But Tim Hortons is like a chain that's kind of based around Canada. And it's like Dunkin' Donuts, but it's just so much better. You know, the food is better. The donuts are better. Everything is better about Tim Hortons. And especially like the cafe, it's like so much nicer. It feels like it kind of feels like an actual shop rather than like
A Dunkin' Donuts.
like a manufactured
that's
chain.
true. That being said,
You know.
I will make two arguments for Dunkin'. The Boston creams at Dunkin' are really, really good. And I've had the Boston. Have you ever had the Boston cream? I'm not a fan of the one at Tim Hortons, to be honest. I like the Dunkin' one more, and same with the cruller, the French cruller. Otherwise, I would 100% agree that Tim Hortons is way better. But those two specifically, I like more at Dunkin'. Yeah. But Tim Hortons, we went there when we picked up your computer.
We did.
Yeah, and it was about to
Delicious.
close.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and the lady there, she couldn't speak very well, like very good English. So the whole time we were like trying to figure out what she was saying, and I felt so bad because I had to like, what? And she would have to repeat herself like 4 times.
Right, no, she wasn't just like couldn't quite understand, or I mean she couldn't, but like it wasn't like what you'd usually think. It was like she would speak like really slowly and awkwardly, but and like not immediately realize like or we couldn't immediately tell that she couldn't speak English. Very well.
Like she just sounded like she spoke slow.
Right, which was so confusing.
So, and
because like, never mind. Go ahead.
Oh no, you got it.
I really don't need to use this thing.
Yeah, we can just clap.
It's just so much more fun.
It's the aesthetic.
It's the aesthetic. Hey, you know what? Include this thing.
I will.
There you go. Isn't this thing fun?
But as I was saying, I think she probably was also not speaking very well because it was like they closed at like 8 and we were there at like 7:55 and we didn't realize.
No, we didn't get there at 7:55.
Yeah, but I think we left at 7:55.
We would have left at 7:55. We like I'm not a fan of like people that will go into a store at like the last possible second. Like that wasn't what we did.
Yeah. To clarify,
like, yeah, don't think that we're like we came in at 7:59. They closed at 8. Like,
what?
why aren't they like being nice to us?
Yeah, like that is the worst. Is like when someone comes in at like the 29 or like the 59 minute, you know, like especially because you're like, okay, finally I get to leave, and then it's like,
nope.
And it's not like you leave right at like the o'clock, you know.
Right.
You leave like probably 10 minutes after because you need to close everything up. So it's like it's the most annoying thing because someone will come in and be like and like just peruse and it'll be like, and it's even worse when they don't buy something too. Like working in retail and they'll just come in and like just peruse the store and be like, oh yeah, that's cool, and I'll be like, can I help you with anything? And they'll be like, nope, I'm just gonna check it out.
I'm just gonna look at the stuff in your store
and leave.
Get out of here.
And I'm like, I could have been sweeping this whole time and closing up the store. I don't ever actually say that. Clarification. Sometimes though, if it is like really past time, like if I was about to close up shop, like if it was like I was literally on my way out and someone will walk in, just like to not be like, hey, we can't really have you. Instead, I'll just go get the broom or the vacuum and just start sweeping and just act like I'm closing up, even though I already closed up once. Because like it's kind of rude to like ask someone to leave, you know. It's a lot ruder. So I'll normally get the broom and I'll just start like sweeping things up, and that normally gives the notion like, oh yeah, okay.
It's kind of time for you to get out.
Yeah. And I never like to be the rude person, you know? Like, right. I always try to be, like, kind to pretty much anyone that I meet. So, like, but that's when I'm really getting on my final, like, the last straw.
Okay, now this is completely unrelated, but I feel like we should at least bring up the centerpiece one time.
Ooh, yes.
This is the Radio Shack Armatron, and we haven't tried it yet, but we thought it looks kind of cool. I'm sure that you guys have been wondering what this thing is for the whole episode. To my knowledge, it is like a toy that like you can play with, and these little Joy-Cons, like right there, you can actually move the arm. It will like go and pick stuff up, and you can play with it like that.
We found it in Jack's basement.
Yeah, it was in my basement. We must have gotten it like at a garage sale or something. Yeah. But we thought it looked so cool that we
we were looking for a centerpiece, and we're walking around, and I somehow like I just glanced upon it, and I was like, "Oh, Jack, look at this thing."
Yeah.
And you were like, "Huh?" And then we just talked about the box. And we were like, "Oh, the box is so cool."
The box is not here, but
yeah, if we had the box, we'll show you the box next episode. Maybe
we'll.
No, we won't.
No,
we'll forget.
It's not that exciting.
Yeah,
but what was I about to say? Oh yeah, if you like this thing, let us know, and we might keep it for the podcast that's coming on my channel. I guess we'll have to think about what kind of centerpiece we want.
Yeah, I like this little guy. He's cute.
It's funny. Yeah. I do like it.
So like, it kind of like, in a weird way, it seems strangely human, you know, but like not in an like the Uncanny Valley. You know how there's like here and then there's like here.
Yeah.
It's like here where it's not like not like humanoid, but it's like it's cute.
But
you know?
Still like
it seems
you like the little robot.
Yeah, I like it.
I agree with you there.
I like him. He's not creepy.
No.
Like that one AI bot. Have you seen that? The one that looks superhuman, like
Oh, yes,
the Japanese.
of course.
I think it's Japanese, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That one is so weird.
Yeah, even if this thing like had like a hand that would go and pick stuff up, even that would be weird. like
Just
pick
imagine
stuff
like
up like this.
imagine a claw machine with like a human shaped hand. Like you're going into the arcade and you're like, oh look, a ball, and you're like trying to get it, and then you see the claw descend and it's like.
We should do that, like claw machine that has like realistic fingers. Oh, that'd be so awful.
That would be horrible.
What?
Ooh, I thought of something. We could buy one of those.
Machine.
We could buy one of those little, the really little ones that you can just get like online that are like $20.
Yeah.
We could get one of those, and then those little like the little mini finger hands. We could put those on it so that when it reaches down, it's like this. It's like
those wouldn't be creepy though.
I feel like. Have you seen those?
Like mini hands.
The
that,
mini
like,
hands
go on like your fingertips and stuff.
Yeah, I feel
Those
like that
aren't
would
creepy.
be. I feel like that would be really like. Well, imagine it on a claw machine.
No, I'm just thinking like a human-sized hand would be way worse.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be worse. But I feel like the little hands would be a lot easier to do.
It definitely would be.
Yeah, unless we wanted to make a human hand, we'll just get Colonel Sanders' hand. We'll go to the Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky.
I love how you had to think about where it was. The original Kentucky Fried Chicken. Where was it?
Come on.
Where's the Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Well, I know the Starbucks is in Chicago, and the McDonald's is in Chicago.
Where is Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Where is Kentucky?
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's where we're going to wrap up this podcast right here. Let us know again if you have any questions. This is going to be the last time that it's on Jayden's channel. Yeah,
we're moving it to Jax after this.
Yep, he's going to keep editing them. But yeah, seriously, let us know any questions. Now it's your last.
Oh, we did miss a question real quick.
Oh, you're right.
We should hit this question because this was our only question on the last video. So let's hit it first. So, the question that we got was, what is your dream car? But no, like Lamborghini or anything like that. It has to be like an interesting one.
Okay.
I have mine. I have two, but I'll let you go first, just because mine are like
okay.
a little
Now
weird.
this is gonna sound like really stupid at first, but hang with me.
Okay.
So
Mine are dumb too.
I used to play this game on my phone called Asphalt 8, and
I had it.
It's such a fun game.
It is fun.
Anyways, one of like the cars that you could get in there is the Koenigsegg Agera R.
Those are so cool.
Which yeah, now I'll get to it, but like it was such a good car in the game, and I like use it all the time. But like I actually like did research the car afterwards, and it's like one of the coolest, nicest cars anywhere.
I think it's one of the fastest.
Yes, it's also one of the fastest.
Is it the fastest? I think it is.
They have made a couple models since.
Yeah.
Like the Agera R isn't like
the newest one.
the newest one, and like I'd go for any of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but because I played Asphalt 8 on my phone, the Koenigsegg Agera R is my dream car.
That's so.
Right, it's like it sounds really stupid, but
No, mine are pretty dumb too, and you'll see
like,
in a minute.
It's I will say I did research it after the game. It's not just because it was a nice car in the game.
Yeah,
but
they're super cool.
yeah. What is yours?
I have two. The first one is the more classic one, the one that everyone says, I'd like a Tesla Roadster. Either the 2020 version or even the 2010 version would be cool. I just really like the way they look, and they're cool, so, like efficient cars. I think they're really cool. But my other one, and everyone that's ever talked to me, I think besides you, has heard me talk about the 1993 Lotus Esprit Turbo SE that I want in red. And I don't know why it's that specific car, but like, like all the like synthwave and like vaporwave cars out there that like everyone like, everyone's like, oh, it's like the synthwave car, like the DeLoreans and the like classic like Subarus and stuff like that. This is like that. It's the same style, but I think it's closer to the actual style, but it's also like a super, super nice, cool car. And it's also by Lotus, who is one of my favorite car brands. And yeah, it's the reason I really like cars like that actually is similar to what you said about you like your favorite car comes from Asphalt 8. I really like the style of car that was in have you ever played Need for Speed Most Wanted?
I've not, unfortunately.
That is so fun of a game. It's I'm the 2010 version. There's a 2003 version. I haven't played that one. I've heard it's better though. But the 2010 version of Need for Speed Most Wanted is just it's like a game where you just drive around as fast as humanly possible and you collect cars. And it's so fun. At least that's how I play it. You're supposed to do like races and stuff, but it's an open world game, which means you don't have to go to any of the races or anything. So I'll just spend the whole time like just zooming around like the San Francisco Bay Area in like, you know, a McLaren or any of those like Lamborghini Diablos or any of those like classic cars like that. And so the Lotus Esprit is like the epitome of that style of car, but cheaper. Like it's the last cheap quote unquote supercar, and they normally go for like 20 to 30,000 or something like that. And and specifically that model is like it was right in between the 92 version and the 94 version, so it has the look of a 92 but the interior of a 94, which I really like. And it's really dumb. It's such a specific car, but I just love them so much. So yeah, I love vaporwave, synthwave kind of stuff. So yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So what we were saying, because we forgot about that question. Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
Of course. So send in your questions in the comments. Yeah. Again, this is gonna be on my channel for the next episode, as well as now is your last chance to say like, hey guys, I'm not a huge fan of this, or I think you could have done this better, or whatever. Send us like honest criticism. And again, if you don't want to do it in the comments and make it public, message me on Instagram or Discord or something. All that's in the description. You know, we don't take it personally. We want to make this like as good as possible. So please,
we're trying to make this seem as professional as we can, as you know, a college kid and a high school kid.
Yeah, scuffed but professional in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On brand, very on brand.
Definitely on brand. Well, thanks for watching this whole time, guys. It's been a little over an hour, I think.
Oh yeah, I think by this point it's like 1:10 or so.
Something like that, maybe a little over, but I guess it'll be different for the YouTube video. But anyways, all right, thanks for checking it out.
Oh yeah.
Signing off for the last time on his channel. Next time it'll be on mine. See ya.
See you guys.
All right.
Cool.